just want to welcome you here this evening, and I have with me Rowena McEvoy, who's better known as Rowie. Rowie is a business person, a very successful business person, and I think she has a passion for life, and I think she has a passion for hope. I think there is a distinct element of hope, and I think the last thing I would say about Rowie is I think she strongly believes that you have a choice. And so it gives me great pleasure to present Rowie to you, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy this evening. Round of applause.
Now, we all woke up this morning, didn't we?
Yep.
There is a time from when your eyes open and they flutter, and then you're awake. So can you go to that time this morning when your eyes fluttered? And I call it a bee's willy of time. How long is a bee's willy? Not very long. So there's a bee's willy of time where you then open your eyes and the day's about to start. And here's how quite a few people start their day. I'm sure nobody here, but some people start their day like this. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm going to press the button and have a snooze. Now, how much better do you feel if you have a snooze? You've had 3 minutes or 5 minutes longer. How much better do you feel if you have like that extra little snooze? You wake up now and go, yay, I feel fantastic. No. I'm here tonight because I've got a sneaking suspicion that we would actually all like to wake up every single day with energy, enthusiasm and excitement for our day. Would that be fair?
Yep.
We'd actually like that. Just say yes, Rowie, that'd be great. And so I've got these 4 questions I always ask people because my profession is actually the fitness profession, which a lot of people don't take seriously because it's all about, usually about ripped abdominals and tight bottoms and eating weird food and stuff. But I think that the ultimate thing about being healthy, fit and strong is that you feel good. So the outcome of tonight is that you actually feel good on a regular basis. So there's these 4 questions I always ask people, because sometimes in my profession people argue about what's the right way to eat and the right way to exercise, and you shouldn't be doing that, and you can't have that, and you mustn't do that, and that's bad for you, and they rattle on a whole heap of fanatical stuff. And I just ask these simple 4 questions. Do you wake up every morning with energy, enthusiasm and excitement for your day and maintain that excitement throughout the day, even at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 9 o'clock at night, you still got heaps of energy? Question number 1. Question number 2. Are you performing at your top level at everything you do? So if you're a student, are you performing well? Are you studying well? If you're a gardener, are you gardening with extreme passion and enthusiasm? If you're a lawyer, are you lawyering with passion, enthusiasm and excitement? Are you performing at the top level? So that's question number 2. Number 3, I'm not sure if this is an appropriate question because we're in a chapel, but the question is this: do you like what you see in a full-length mirror? Now this is called the truth. So the lights are on, all lights, not dim, good lighting, all the lights are on. You are now standing in front of your mirror, as you do as the day you were born, which means naked, and you are now looking at yourself. Do you love what you see? 3rd question. Last question, are you getting the results that you want from your eating and your exercise plan? So a lot of people argue with me about what's the best way to eat and what's the best way to exercise, but are you actually getting the results that you want? Now I've got a sneaking suspicion, again, people say to me, obviously I'm from Australia, and people say to me, Rowie, you're Australian and you live in New Zealand, why is that? And here's why. I was sitting at my office desk one afternoon and I got the statistics from New Zealand on health. Not on fitness or strength or any of those things, just on health. And 1/3 of the population of New Zealand, coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, depression, obesity. And I want you to understand how that affects me personally, because my whole life since the age of 13 has been dedicated to getting people to wake up every morning feeling fantastic. That's all I've done my whole life. One of these people who've never done anything else, all I've ever done is teach exercise. I've been a group exercise instructor, a gym instructor, a personal trainer. I've managed health clubs around the world. And now I have a fitness business college that trains people to be top-level fitness professionals. And when I see statistics like that, where my whole life has been dedicated to helping people to be fit and healthy, and now I see this gorgeous, most beautiful country in the whole wide world that has these massive health challenges, I think I've got to go do something about that. So I'm across the ditch and I've been living here for the last 7 years. So if you ask me what I'm doing in Palmerston North on Magical Day Monday evening, chatting with you guys, it's because I want us to be healthy, fit and strong and feel fantastic. How about you? Thank you. Now the next challenge we've got is that I don't want our kids to grow up in a world where being unhealthy has become normal. I don't think it's fair. So now I'm giving the challenge to the adults in the room, and I think we're all children really, we just happen to be chronologically older, is that what are we going to do to make sure that this beautiful country isn't unhealthy? So tonight is about me sharing with you why it's possible, why it's simple, why it's easy, and just quickly, for those of you that are really scared, that you come to a night like this and at the end of it someone's going to try and sell you a pill, potion, program, book, something, nothing to sell you. Does that feel good? Nothing. I haven't even got a PowerPoint to show you. Because everything I'm going to share with you is common sense. It's just easy. But the challenge with easy is it's easy not to do. So my big challenge for you tonight is not, I've heard that already, because you're going to say that, you already know that, I've heard that before. That's not what tonight's about. It's what are you going to do with what you know? So very quickly, the reason I'm here, I went to a Seventh-day Adventist boarding school a very long time ago. I'm over 50 now, and very ironic again, I think, because at the age of 13, I was very overweight. I had buck teeth, and those of you who understand Australian money, I could put a 20-cent coin between my two front teeth. I had a face full of pimples, and I really didn't like myself very much. And I wasn't very popular at school, and I'm going to share with you right now that I know that the whole school hated me. And people often share with me, how do you know that? And the reason I know that is the two most popular, good-looking, in-shape, gorgeous girls at the school told me so. They did a survey around my school, and it was a simple survey. If you like Rowie, tick yes, and if you don't like Rowie, tick no. And 450 people at my private boarding school very happily ticked the box, no, we don't like Rowie. I'm sharing that with you guys because, why do you think everybody ticked that box? They were the two most popular girls in the school. I wasn't very popular. All the girls wanted to be liked by them, and all the blokes liked them. Leadership's a funny thing, isn't it? We can lead people in the wrong direction. But what happened to me that day was the best thing that's ever happened to me. They bullied me and made me feel like I was insignificant and nobody. So if you've ever felt like that, I get that. Because that was probably the lowest day of my life when I was 13 years of age. I went home and gave myself a talking to. Have you ever done that? Because we're logical. When we're not emotional, we actually understand what's going on. And I must be privileged because at 13 I figured out that those girls were not trying to make me happy. They were trying to hurt me. They were trying to pull me down. I also understand that when people are trying to do that, they can't be very nice people and they can't be very happy themselves. Because happy, great, gorgeous people don't pull other people down. They don't criticise and they don't knock people down. So I decided that day that I wasn't going to have any of that in my life ever. And we actually all get to make that choice, by the way. I decided I was never going to have negative, nasty people in my life, close to me, and I was going to become, these are my 3 favourite words, you ready? I decided from this day forward, I'm going to be a powerful, passionate, positive person. And stand to my foot. Do it with me so you can feel what it's like. I am a powerful, passionate, positive person. Gives me goosebumps. Now, if you start using words like that, you have to start acting a certain way and being that. So, I, the next morning, beautifully put my gorgeous school uniform on, which I love. I loved my school uniform with my perfect tie and my shiny shoes. I put my uniform on perfectly, and the reason I did that was the girls used to bully me about wearing my uniform well. You know when you're really good at something or when you stand out from the crowd, people will always pull you down. You're aware of that, aren't you? So I rocked back up into school the next day. Thank you very much. Straight up to the two girls, look them straight in the eye. Thank you very much. Because of you, I have become a powerful, passionate, positive person. Now, it wasn't easy to do that. I'm not going to kid you, it was really hard. But I call it courage, being really scared and doing it anyway. The reason it was such an amazing day, and I am getting to the reason why I'm sharing this story with you, at my private boarding school in Melbourne, Seventh-day Adventist boarding school, we had a rainy day outside. I call it free water coming out of the sky because I think water coming out of the sky is really important, don't you? Don't you find it fascinating that people whine about it? How would we have green grass if we didn't have any free water coming out of the sky? And I now live in West Auckland on tank water. So if I don't have any rain, I actually have to buy water. So it is free water coming out of the sky. Anyway, it's free water coming out of the sky. These two people came into our school. We couldn't do outdoor sports, we had to do indoor sport. You with me? I'm still overweight, I've still got buck teeth, I've still got pimples on my face. But these two people, thank you, principal of my school, he wasn't, but he did remind me so much. These two people came into our school, and those of you who are into fashion will really appreciate my next comment because it's a visual. The gentleman that came into the school to teach us group exercise to music, was wearing a full black lycra unitard. Red socks and a red headband, and the lady was wearing a full red, long lycra, full bodysuit, and black headband, black flop socks. And in an environment like this, where at my school it wasn't appropriate to dance or to listen to rock music, we started to exercise to music. Woo! I'm 13 years of age, and I'm peeing my pants. I'm not particularly, I don't have particularly high IQ, but I'm pretty street smart. And I knew those people were getting paid to teach us exercise to music. And I knew from that day, 13 years of age, that that's what I was going to do for a living. I'm going to be an exercise instructor. I'm going to make sure that never ever in my life will another little girl who's overweight with pimples on her face and buck teeth feel terrible, because I felt so good after I exercised. If you're taking notes, please write that down. You always feel fantastic after you exercise. Yeah. So, I go to the principal at my school. I said, "Sir, how much are you paying those people to teach us exercise?" He said, $30. Why do you ask? I said, I'll do it for $25. Now, I don't think the school needed to save $5. But what I do know is that there are people in your life who will understand how passionate you are about something if they look close enough in your eyes. And I think that the principal at my school understood that I had a passion for this. I wasn't just talking about it. He said, "Oh, okay, you can. We will pay you $25. I was 13 years of age. That's a lot of money when you're 13. We will pay you $25 to teach the exercise to the whole school." Now, I have to share this with you because there are two small challenges here, and you all have had challenges in your life. You all will have more. We'll have big ones, small ones, ugly ones, terrible ones. We all have challenges, yes? And aren't they awesome? Because how else would we grow? Now, my two small challenges. Number one, I had no clue how to teach group exercise. Small challenge. And I always ask this question: if you really want to do something, can you learn how to do it really fast? If you really want it bad enough, can you learn? Just say yes, Rowie. Yes. And I did. I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced so that when the free water fell out of the sky again, I would be ready to teach group exercise to 450 people who hated me. That was my second challenge. Do you reckon that's tough, to stand up in front of 450 people who've ticked a box and said, "We don't like you"? I was doing this. But I got up, put my music on, and we began exercising to music. And I've never done anything else for my whole life. I've taught exercise, been a personal trainer, been a gym instructor, managed health clubs around the world, and now I have a fitness business college that trains people to be top-level fitness professionals. I've already told you that, but I'm sharing with you because if you know what it is that you want to do, don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Do you know how many people said to me, "You can't teach exercise for a living, that's not a real job"? You can't be successful, you're a girl. I ran away from home when I was 14 and 9 months. I'm not sharing that with energy and enthusiasm, it's just what I did. I have to just tell you my true story. I became a group exercise instructor. And I have been on that mission since 13, I'm now 50 plus, to make sure that the world's healthy, fit and strong. So can you understand why I'm so passionate about this country in particular getting healthy? Please. It's the most beautiful country in the world with some of the top athletes in the world, and yet we have such a large challenge with health. So here's how simple it is. And here's how simple I would like you to keep it, please, because my profession has absolutely screwed up exercise and food. We have made it so complicated and so hard and so intimidating and so ridiculous. Some of the things are so ridiculous. I'll shake that off this body if I stand on this machine. Really? If I get this cream and rub it, all the fat will rub away. Really? If I drink this pill and potion, all the fat will explode out of my body. Really? See, you talk about hope. I think my profession is selling hope. Pills and potions and powders, we're hoping that they're going to work. Well, tonight I want to keep it this simple. If you were asked to speak at a medical conference, which ironically I am on a reasonably regular basis, and I haven't finished year 10. Can you imagine what that's like to stand up in front of doctors and orthopaedic surgeons and oncologists and you haven't even got a year 10 education? I love it. Because when you're passionate about something, see, they get it too. But my point is this, when I stand up at medical conferences, I can't talk about things that people would argue about. We argue about everything. Should I be vegetarian? Should I be vegan vegetarian? Should I drink water out of a tap or should I drink water out of a plastic bottle? No, plastic bottles are really bad. You've got to drink water out of a purifier. No, you can't drink water out of a purifier. It's got to come from a spring in Hawaii. We argue about what kind of water to drink. So this is how simple we're going to keep it. There's 5 things that I'd love you to take away from today. And you're going to hear it from me every time you see me because this is my mission in the world to get us healthy, fit and strong. So how many things do we need to remember? 5. We're going to put them into a song. Who can sing? Now, see, I always ask that question, who can sing? And you have to say, I can. You have to say that. Because I always ask this question, how many of you have ever pretended that your hairbrush is one of these? How many? Come on. Who's ever sung into a hairbrush? Thank you. There's a few people who are very proud to admit that. Who has ever sung in the shower? Because you sound really good in the shower. Yeah. How about in the car? Have you ever had the music playing in the car and sung? Yes? So I'm going to say this again. And those of you that are from this organisation, you will have sung in church or at school, yes or no? Yes. So my other challenge I've got is we often say what we can't do. No, I can't do that. Well, you can, because somebody else has. You can. So, I'm going to share with you a little song, and you're going to love it. Do you know why? Because it's going to change your life. Isn't that a big call? Here we go. 5 verses to the song. Every verse has a couple of words. One has no words at all. So, is it going to be easy to remember? Here's step number 1 to being healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life. No pills, no powders, no potions, no programs, no going to the gym. You ready? Here's number 1, the most important part of being healthy, fit and strong. Sing with me. It goes like this. Be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy. Can't hear you. Be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy. Now, that's easy, isn't it? I know. I can hear it already. Oh no, I can't be happy. I've got a terrible job. I can't be happy. It's raining. I can't be happy. I've got exams. I can't be happy. I need to lose weight. I can't be happy. My television show got cancelled. I can't be happy. What if you took on this philosophy? Most people say I can be happy if and when. What if you took if and when off? And just said to yourself every morning, I'm happy. If you wake up in the morning and you say, you know when your eyes flicker open that bee's willy of time? If you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm so tired. I'll give one. Guys might not get this one, but I'll do this one for the ladies. I'm so fat. Now, I don't know if men understand a fat day, but women, let's have a quick analysation, I just made up a word, of the fat day. Those of you that study human biology, is it possible for the human body to go from thin to fat in a 24-hour period? Can you eat enough food in 24 hours to be thin one day and fat 24 hours later? Is that possible? Physiologically, is that possible? Now, logically, we know that's not possible. Logically. I'm now going to ask all the women in the room, we've all done that. We've all done this. You look in the mirror one day and you say, I look pretty good. Next day, oh, I'm so fat. 24 hours, one woman fat. I want to give you a quick example. There was a group of movies called the Bridget Jones series, and Renee Zellweger actually had to put on about 10 kilos for 2 of those movies. It took her 3 months. And yet as women, we think that we've gone from thin to fat in 24 hours. Guess what? That's not possible. Where does that actually happen? I'll share with you. Bees will have time, eyes flicker open, look in the mirror. Oh, I'm so fat. What chance have you got of having a thin day when the first thing you say to yourself in the morning is, oh, I'm fat? Now this one's for the blokes. Watch what happens to ladies' faces in the room. For all the men in the room, this is excellent psychology. Please pay attention. Ladies, if you have put on weight, do you know? If you have lost weight, do you know? So why do we ever ask our poor partner, sweetheart, do you think I've put on any weight? What is he supposed to say? Now, this is the challenge. If he says no, darling, you haven't put on any weight, and you know that you have, because we know when we have, we then say, liar. If he says, yes, sweetheart, you're a little bit chubby, now where's he going to be sleeping for the next 6 months? This is not fair. Guys, pay attention. This is life lessons you're learning. What I'm asking the ladies in the room to seriously consider, please don't ask that question, not fair. Second, live your life like this. Jump out of bed with energy and enthusiasm. Aim to perform at the peak level all the time. Love what you see in the mirror all the time. And make sure that whatever you're doing is heading you towards the results that you want to achieve. And if the answer is no to any of those questions, you need to do something different. And this is how simple. Number 1 is a positive attitude. How does it go? Be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy. Now I have to finish on this because this is the most important one, so I'm spending the most time here. I think guys get this too, but women, we seem to struggle with this. How about we pick a size, pick a weight, pick an energy level, and stay there for the rest of our lives? We do this a lot as women, lose weight, gain weight. And I won't ask the question, but you need to ask yourself this. How many of you have got fat clothes and thin clothes in your cupboard? These are my thin clothes when I'm in great shape, and these are my fat clothes when I put on weight. Well, don't give yourself the option. Throw the fat clothes away so you've got nothing to wear if you put any weight on. You got it? Now, next. If I have a positive attitude, I will actually be logical and understand that the width of my shoulders, so all the women in the room, this is because I know that guys get this. The width of your shoulders, the actual bones, can you please touch them, both sides? Is there any diet or exercise plan on the planet that will change the width of your shoulders? The bones? Just say no. Is there any, now this is the hip bones, dig in there and find those bones. Is there any exercise program on the planet that will change the width of your hips, the actual bones? Oh look, I'm going on a bone thinning diet to bring my hips in smaller. Possible? Just say no. Now, feel from your hip bone to your knee. Is there any exercise or eating plan on the planet that will change the length of your femur, the length of your big bone there? Just say no. So there's some really cool things here. The width of our shoulders, the width of our hips, the length of our body is who we are. So from me, and you're all going to be different, but for me, I'm a size 16 in the upper body and a size 10 in the bottom. That's really hard for buying clothes because this is a 16, this is a 10. But I can't change that. That's my body and I love it. And you need to say the same about yours. This is my body and I love it. That's called attitude. Now, if you've got some squidgy bits over the top, we get rid of those. Now comes the next 4 things really easy. So what's number 1? Just be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy about everything that you do. If you wake up tomorrow morning and go to exercise, be excited about it. I'm going for a run. Yes. I'm going to the gym. Yes. I'm going to eat my breakfast. Yes. I'm going to eat it with passion and enthusiasm. Yes. I always get really sad when I see people sitting over a beautiful meal and you actually hear them say this, I shouldn't be eating this, it's got too many calories in it. Or don't eat it then. But if you've got beautiful food in front of you, enjoy it with passion and enthusiasm. Be excited about it. Does that sound good? Your exercise program, be excited about it. Step number 2, and I'm really not sure about the environment, but we're going to give it a go anyway. You ready? Sing with me. You'll hear the words. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till can't hear you. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. See, we've even got music happening over here. Thank you, gentlemen. That's so good. Now, I know that we know this already. But let's have a look at the first 2 verses already. If I was chatting at a medical conference, is there an oncologist? Is there an orthopaedic surgeon? Is there a GP that would argue that it's more important that you are negative rather than positive? Everyone agrees that you need to have a positive attitude. Not one person will tell you that you should be dehydrated. Let's put this into perspective. What happens if you don't drink water? How quickly? Even a different perspective. How long can you go in your life without doing any exercise at all? Some people go their whole life. Some people go their whole life and never do any exercise. So you can actually live without it. What about food? How long can you live without food? About 20 days. Some of the young guys are saying about 5 minutes. But about 20 days, and if you don't eat food after 20 days, you'll be dead. Yep. How about water?
3 days.
2 to 3 days and it's finished. Is water important? Just say yes or no. So here's our challenge. We know that we need to drink more water. But if I've got a small person, a tall person, a big person, an inactive person, you'll hear from my profession that it's 8 glasses of water or 2 litres of water. First of all, what size are the glasses? And is it possible that somebody that's got a different body activity level, a different body size, a different body metabolism needs more or less water? Yes or no? So here's a great test. Have a tinkle and have a look. And if your tinkle's yellow, what do you need to do? Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water. I'm going to keep singing until you join in with me, so you better hurry up with the singing here. And here's why it's so important. For my leaders in the room, because in this group here we've got future leaders. I always tell this story because it's my favourite story about leadership. I was in a supermarket on the Gold Coast, and a guy with silver hair and expression lines on his face, I like to call it. He was a more mature guy. He comes up to me, I've never met him before, I'm doing my groceries, and when you do your groceries, you do that with a great attitude, don't you? I do. They go, there's a lunatic in aisle 5. It happens to me all the time. So this guy comes up to me, he goes, you, yes. I said, yes, me. He said, I've got long clear wheeze because of you. I do have to share with you that is a particularly unusual way to start a conversation with a complete stranger. I've got long clear wee because of you. I said, that's awesome, sir, tell me about that. And he said, this is leadership. He said, you came to my son's school, his primary school. And my son came home and said, Dad, we need to have long clear wees. So we did the recommended, Rowie, what you suggested, the gold star chart. At our house, everyone who lives at our house has their name on the side, and every time we have a long clear wee, we get a gold star. Puts both arms above his head and he said, I'm winning! This gorgeous man says to me, I'm a better father, I'm a better accountant, I'm a better footy coach, I'm just a better guy because I've got long, clear weave. Isn't that awesome? So if you want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, what do you need to do? Check your tinkle. Number one, be happy, be happy, be happy. Number two, drink more water till you've got clear wheeze, drink more water till you've got clear wheeze, drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. See, no one's going to argue with that, not one doctor on the planet. Number three, I will share with you, I was at a different private school on the Gold Coast, and I suggested to the young people at the school, what do we need to eat? And this gorgeous young man stands up and he says, Miss, we need to eat more fruit and vegetables because they have vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals and they're good for us. Come on, cheer, that's pretty cool. I was impressed. But the challenge was, a bit like you guys, I had to encourage them to cheer because that's all a bit boring, isn't it? We all know we're supposed to eat more fruit and vegetables, don't we? We know. It's not like I think I should eat lollies and chocolate and fried food and lots of high-calorie food and I'm going to feel fantastic. We would sound like an idiot saying it, wouldn't we? So, there's a small challenge with the fruit and veggie thing. We need inspiration. So here's my inspiration. What happens if you don't poo? I'll ask the blokes. Because they don't get embarrassed about poo. What happens if you don't poo? You will die. Who said that? You actually will die. And before you die, you'll feel very uncomfortable because that stuff inside your body is meant to come out, yes? When you eat more stuff that comes out of the ground, you don't have to be concerned. It will come out real fast. And these guys might not be too concerned, but you have families. And for the men in the room, I have to share this with you. Men, if you have a waist measurement of more than 100 centimetres, you're in a top risk category for coronary heart disease and type 2 diabetes. For the women in the room, this is good news for us, no woman has ever died of big hips. What'd she die of, doctor? Big hips. No. See, this stuff's that safe fat. This stuff not so safe. Men, if you're not pooing at least one time a day, you're in the top risk category for colon or bowel cancer. And it's the #1 cancer killer in the world for men. Is it important to poo every day? Just say yes, Rowie. Yes. And if you eat more stuff that comes out of the ground, eat more stuff, sing with me, eat more stuff that comes out of the ground, eat more stuff that comes out of the ground, eat more stuff that comes out of the ground, guess what you'll be doing every day? And as we do at our house, I'm sure you do at yours from now on if you haven't already, we have a poo party. We celebrate at our house because if it's coming out easily, it means, because that stuff inside your body is junk and it's meant to come out. Got the message? And when you eat stuff that comes out of the ground, it's easy. I didn't say eat everything out of the ground. You know those fanatical people have to only eat things out of the ground. Do that if you want to. But I'm a big fan of hot chips on a cold day. I like chocolate cake. It's just not all you can eat. The idea is that you eat most of what you eat comes out of the ground. Does that sound easy? Pretty simple. Okay, the next one. For some people it's a swear word, so we definitely won't say it in here. Ready? Exercise. Some people go their whole life without it. And I think there's kind of, I'll say 3 kinds of people. There's people who never do it. Never. Then there's people who do it, but they don't like to do it. They kind of, you can see on their face, they're not happy about it. You see when you go running. Nice ones. And they go, leave me alone, I'm burning calories. I have to fit into my jeans, I have to get my heart rate to a certain level, and don't come near me because this is my watch and it's telling me how many steps I've done today. They're really serious about it, but they're not enjoying it. You can tell by their face. I say to people, are you happy about your exercise? Yeah. Well, inform your face. It's really important to enjoy what you're doing. The third kind of people are the ones who exercise because they can, and it becomes part of their life. We brush our teeth, we have a shower, we eat food. If exercise became part of your life like that, then it wouldn't be so difficult, would it? Now, the other thing that my profession's done about exercise, particularly exercise, exercise is we've said, I used to say this, if you don't do 30 minutes, don't bother. Guess what happened? Exactly. And I ask this question all the time. If you go to the gym and you're on a machine and the instructor says you have to do 30 minutes on this machine and the numbers are clicking over, how long does that feel like for most people, 30 minutes? Some people say 2-3 hours. Because it does. It's boring. Well, I've got some great news. For those of you that love to exercise, congratulations, keep doing it. I just have one thing to say to you guys though. Don't tell everybody about how much exercise you do. You know when people, you're in great shape, and you say, you're in great shape, mate, how come? And he says, well, let me tell you. I go to the gym 5 days a week, and I do 3 sets of 10, and I do 27 exercises, and I ride my bike for 50 kilometres a day, and I eat green beans, and I drink protein powder, and I'm a legend. And everyone else thinks, really? I'm going to McDonald's. It's all too hard. If you're really passionate about something, I get that you want to share it with everybody, but the question is not how much do I have to do to get fit, it's how little. So you ready? Because we're almost finished. Ready? To get fit, really, really fit, you have to get puffed. That's it. Now, how long does it take to get puffed? Well, I learned from my best friend in the whole wide world, and if you've ever been to Jamaica, you'll understand why. His name, and I'll say it, his name is not Usain Walk. What's his name? Isn't that the perfect name for a sprinter? Usain Bolt. 9.54 seconds is the world record for 100 metres. That's not even 10 seconds. And if you've read his autobiography, and as I have been to Jamaica and watched him inspire an entire nation to want to start running fast, he doesn't like to do any more than 200s because it takes too long. He just likes to run for 10 seconds or 20 seconds and then stop. Doesn't that sound good? Everybody up? Oh, we're in the church, but we're going to give it a crack. Everybody up? Come on! Now, people do share with me that they haven't got the right exercise clothes on. Do you think I have? Come on. All we're going to do, if you don't want to use your legs, you don't have to. You can just use your arms. But I want you to give it a go. A really good go for 10 seconds. On your mark, get set, go! Go! 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Stop. Sit down. That's it. Now, you answered the question beautifully. How long does it take to get past? Right over there. See, they're excited about it. If you put an effort in, so you didn't go out walking, you went out bolting. If you're really fit, you would have got puffed in about 10 seconds. Usain Bolt, yeah? If you're really unfit, it would have taken about 10 seconds to get puffed. Whether you're fit or unfit, it's not how long it takes you to get puffed. We're all going to get puffed really fast. The only difference is how long it takes to recover. So exercise, and now all the research is sharing this with you, but it's just common sense, isn't it? Get puffed, recover. If you want to go again, go again. But the fourth verse to our song goes like this. You ready? With me, go. They're going to go, what are they doing in that church? Now, here's how easy. I met Sharon tonight, the cleaning lady. She is a legend. But the cleaning lady here, see, at my house, if you came to my house, you'd think I was a little bit odd. Because when I vacuum like this. If there's a set of stairs, I go hard up the stairs. If I go to the airport and I've got to catch my plane, I don't get on the thing that goes along the ground. What's with that thing? I run. I don't know when, and there's some younger people here this evening. When did we stop running? We say to kids, stop running around. And I always say, keep running around, don't stop running around. The simple message, the science message. If you want to get fit, you've got to get puffed. Start again. If you want to get fit, you've got to get puffed. It takes 10 seconds to get puffed. So sometime during the day, for about 10 seconds, aim to get puffed. So you can leave here tonight and say, we went to this church thing, at a private school in Palmerston North, and this weird lady with blonde hair said to get fit, you just have to do a 40-second exercise program every day. You know what people are going to say to you? Lunatic. You know what's pretty cool though? What if it works? Wouldn't you be really annoyed if you've been running for hours and hours and hours every day? But here's why what's really interesting, is I deal with people every day. I'm in the fitness profession who go to the gym for hours and hours every day, and they do hours and hours of cardio and hours of riding their bike. And I ask them those 4 questions. Do you wake up with energy, enthusiasm, and excitement for your day and maintain it throughout the day? Are you performing at your top level? Do you love what you see in the mirror naked? And are you getting the results that you want from your exercise program? You know what they say? Well, wouldn't you be annoyed if you're exercising for hours and hours and your answer was, well, so I'm 51. I'm fitter and stronger and healthier than I've ever been in my whole life. Because I have to live what I preach. I'm in a church now, I'm actually preaching like an evangelist, so I have to practice this. When people say to me, Rowie, how much exercise do you do? I say as little as possible. Because sometimes life catches up, doesn't it? The number one excuse for people is I haven't got time to exercise. And I relate it to this. How many of you brush your teeth? Please, 100% of people put your hand up. Please. Lie if you have to. We all brush our teeth. How long does it take to brush your teeth? Now, the dental associations of the world would like you to brush your teeth for 2 minutes. They actually say, please brush your teeth for 2 minutes every day. Understanding that the human race always goes the easy way, and understands that if we brush for at least a minute, we're going to have pretty healthy teeth. Now, I've given you a fitness program that's less than the time it takes you to brush your teeth. You could brush your teeth and sprint at the same time. I'm asking you this question. You live in a country, we live in a country where coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis and depression and obesity are the biggest killers in our country. 1/3 of our population suffers from one or all of those. Do you want to do something about it? Here's what we can't keep doing. Lunatics keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. We can't keep doing what we're doing, it doesn't work. 10% of the people in our Western world go to the gym, and it hasn't changed in the 30 years that I've been in the fitness profession. Because the 90% of people that don't do any exercise don't want to do any because it's too hard. Imagine if you could just get puffed 4, 5, 6 times a day. I've only given you 4 because it's the 4th verse of the song. So what are we up to so far? What's the first one? Be happy, be happy, be happy, and drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Eat more stuff that comes out of the ground. Eat more stuff that comes out of the ground. Eat more stuff that comes out of the ground. Ready? Now, how much has any of that cost so far? How much does it cost to stick a smile on your dial even if you don't feel like it? How much does it cost to drink more water till you've got clear wheeze? Well, if you drink some expensive French water, it's probably going to cost you a lot. But do you have to drink expensive French water? No. Fruit and vegetables, especially in New Zealand, people say, no, but veggies are very expensive though compared to chocolate. No. I did this particular exercise in Palmerston North at the Pack and Save, where chocolate's pretty cheap. Yeah. I got 2 bananas and 2 mandarins and took them to the checkout. And the lady said, that'll be $2.50, please. And I got 2 cherry ripes and 2 crunchies, because they're my favourite. And she said, that'll be $4.80, please. Oh, it's more to eat chocolate than fresh fruit. Really? Okay. So I go, I've got a donkey, his name's Dior. He loves carrots. I don't buy him donkey carrots, I buy him human carrots. You know how much they cost? I get him 20 kilograms of carrots and it cost me $11. 20 kilos. This is my really cool story. I was at my fruit and vegetable store. This is not for right or wrong, this is just an observation. And the gentleman behind me going through the checkout was, you might know him, his name's John Keys. Know him? Dressed very nicely. I think he's retired now. He's behind me. And he said, great bag of carrots. And he helped me carry my carrots to my car. What a great guy, I thought. Very respectful. And we chatted about how inexpensive it is to buy fresh fruit and vegetables if you really want to eat them. So there's no real excuses there. The last part of the song goes like this. Simple question, personal question. Has something tough ever happened to you? Something that's been hard in your life? Have you had any tough experiences? Yes or no? And if you haven't, do you know people that have had some tough experiences in their life? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what's happened to us though, I'd like you to think about this now, for a brief time. Think about the worst thing that's ever happened to you. I don't like to dwell on negative things, but just for a little bit, think about the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Now, the next thing I'd like you to think about is, are there other people in the world that have had worse things happen to them? People ask me, Rowie, you can't be happy all the time. You're just obnoxiously happy. And I just say, yes, because there's always somebody worse off than I am. And when you're strong, because the last verse to our song is all about strength. When you are a strong person, there's only three things that will happen. Someone will come along and try and push you over. And if you're a weak person, you'll fall over, yeah? If you're a strong person, someone will push you over and you'll get back up again. Number one. Number two, they won't be able to push you over. They'll try really hard, but because you're strong, you'll stay standing. Third for me is far more important though, and this is a challenge for all of the future leaders of our world. A leader is not only strong, not somebody that you just can't be pushed over, but you make sure that nobody else gets pushed over either. One of my favourite quotes is this: bad things will always happen in the world and there will always be bad people, but the world will only become a bad place when good people do nothing about it. So do we have to be strong? We have to be strong for the people in our country that have got coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis and depression. So here's how you get strong. If I'm doing a set of push-ups, for example, because you all do push-ups, don't you? Just like, yes, Rowie. Tell the truth in advance for this one. If you want to stop, like you're doing your push-ups and you really want to stop because your arms are getting really tired and you really want to stop. If you do one more after that, so you keep going, even though you want to stop, you just do one more, that's when your body gets stronger. But what happens to your mind? When you do one more than you thought you could, what happens to your mental strength? If you go out for a run and you really want to stop, but you run one more metre, just one more metre than you thought, what happens to your physical fitness? If you go one more metre than you thought, you get more physically fit, but what happens to your mental strength? You get mentally stronger. And that's the connection between, we talk about mind and body connection a lot. This is no hoo-ha, hairy underarm stuff. This is, if you push yourself past what you think you can do, you're going to get stronger physically and mentally, yeah? Now, I did this today, and it's a brag thing for me because it's something I'm really proud of. I deal every day with people who say, I can't go to the gym because I haven't got time. I don't train my muscles because women, I'm too scared they're going to get too big. We all have excuses for why we don't keep our bodies strong. Now, the only way your body can get strong, and then I'm talking to the guys who want to have strong bodies, your muscles are blind and they can't count. Do you like that? My muscles are blind and they can't count. So they don't know whether I'm lifting a dumbbell, a barbell, a rock, a child, a suitcase, a box. My muscles have no clue what I'm lifting. They just know that if you force me to lift something heavier than I'm used to, I will actually get stronger. Does that sound good? So when you go to the gym or somebody gives you a program and says you have to do 10 of these, do you know how stupid that is? How do they know how many you can do? When should you stop? People say, Rowie, how many should I do? And my answer is this: how the hell would I know? You do as many as you can. And then when you think you can't do any more, you just do one more or half of one more. When I was 13 years of age and those people came to my school with their lycra clothes on, they asked us to do push-ups. I was 13 years of age and I couldn't push my own body up off the floor. Down here like this and I couldn't get up. Now I'm over 50. Oh. And the guys in the room know, if they've ever watched an action movie, that when they lock men up in jail and they can't move around and they can't exercise, what do they do to stay strong? press-ups. Because you're using every single muscle in your body. And as you start to get tired, your face starts to work, muscles in your face, your toe muscles, your bum muscles, everything's working. So when people say to me, oh, I haven't got time to go to the gym, I always say, have you got a floor? And if you don't like getting down on the floor, because I understand that now as I'm getting more chronologically advanced, that it's harder to get on and off the floor. So you don't have to. You could be in church. I remember this from my private boarding school days. Rowie, your body is a temple, not a woodshed. You better look after it. It's the only one you've got. And that will be my final personal question for this evening. If right now you were told that you had to buy a car, and that car had to last you your entire life, would you look after it? You couldn't get another one. This beautiful body that you've got, you don't get two of those, you only get one. So if it's as simple as this, you can put it together, you ready? Not very many words. Ready? Be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, and drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Drink more water till you've got clear wheeze. Eat more stuff that comes out of the ground. Eat more stuff that comes out of the ground. Eat more stuff that comes out of the ground. And be strong. Be strong. And be strong. It's a really simple message. And if I go to a medical conference and you're there and you're an oncologist or an orthopaedic surgeon or a GP or a nurse or a nutritionist or a physical exercise therapist, you'll hear me say exactly the same thing. Before we start telling people what they can and can't eat and what they can and can't do and what they should and shouldn't do, what if it was simple as have a great attitude, drink more water, you've got clear wheeze, eat more stuff that comes out of the ground, get puffed and get strong. I'm now challenging you. We can do all of those things, can't we? Will you? Our future leaders in the world, they watch what we do. They listen to what we say, but they watch what we do. And this really is my last story. At 13 years of age, I set a goal that by the time I was 50, I was going to be in great shape, have a career that I loved, have beautiful people in my life. My only two requirements for my husband was that he was really funny and really smart. I was going to travel the world and give as much money as possible to charity, and my favourite charity is the RSPCA. It's based out here in New Zealand. But I did some research at 13, so this is a challenge for you guys, and we'll see what happens with the more chronologically advanced people in the room. At 13, I thought, well, I better do some research. So I'll go and talk to some 50-year-old people. So I found some 50-year-old people, and I said, you must be really happy, you're 50. No, not too bad. You must have a great career that you love. No, my boss is an ass. So you must be in great shape. I'm a bit fat. What about your relationship? You must have really great people in your life. No, my husband's an ass too. I'm only giving you the research that I did. Here's my challenge. When a little 13-year-old girl comes to you when you're 50, so I want you to try and imagine, some of us we're 50 or plus, and some of you are closer, and some of you got a few years to go, but I want you to imagine you're now 50. And a little 13-year-old girl with a pimply face and buck teeth who's overweight comes to you and says, is it possible by the time I'm 50 to be healthy, fit and strong, have a career that I love, be in great shape, have great people in my life, have a great partner and give as much money as I possibly can to charity? Your answer's going to be? Yes. Yes. Thank you for having me this evening.
So I'm just conscious, Rowie, that one or two people may have a question that they'd like to ask you.
I mean, it is possible, I'm not sure. If anybody does have an individual question that they'd like to ask, by all means feel free to ask that question.
Did you do schooling of any kind?
If you ask me, do I have a high school education? No, I didn't finish year 10. If you ask me, do I have an education? I don't think there's anybody on the planet who studies health, fitness and happiness as much as I do. Ironically, I was asked to lecture at the University of Queensland. I don't have a year 10 education. They Googled happy people. The psychology course wanted to find somebody to come and lecture on the psychology course. And they Googled happy people and found me. Is that a good representation? Do I have an orthodox education? I'm asking you to get one and be the disciplined person to complete yours, because I didn't. But I have made up for it in every second of every day since then, because education, you can't be a better person if you don't keep learning. And all I've ever learned is I don't know very much, so I better keep learning. Does that answer your question?
I have a little bit of a question, Rowie. Mental health and stress and depression and all those sorts of things are becoming more evident within our society. Have you worked with people who have serious trauma in their life and maybe they just don't want to live?
That's a tough question. The last school I went to in Australia, I spoke for Mental Health Week. They asked me to come and chat about mental health to teenagers. And I said to the careers officer at the school, Mental Health Week for year 9s and 10s. And she said, half of my kids are on antidepressants in high school. Can you imagine for me, having, this is my life, my passion, how much more motivated and more passionate I became about that not being the case? Now, I have no answer for any of that because I'm certainly not a mental health expert. What I do know, as I'm sure you all know as well, that when you are strong physically and you're fit physically, whatever's thrown at you, you've got more chance of handling it better. I've had some horrible things presented to me, as we all have. And suicide is huge in our country, in New Zealand, it's huge. So when I joke about being happy every day, it's not joking. It's important to joke. But your headspace, you get to decide your headspace. And what I do know, absolute medical fact, is that when you take an antidepressant like a Prozac, or you exercise, the outcome is identical. The chemical reaction in your brain is exactly the same. There's every research proves that. But the side effects of taking an antidepressant, not so nice. Do you know the biggest side effect of taking an antidepressant? Medical fact. Suicidal thoughts. Come on. When you exercise, what's the side effects? Lose weight, get fit, get strong, have a great self-esteem. Immune system, great hair, great nails, everything about your life becomes fantastic. Which do you prefer? That's my answer. I can't get rid of it, I just know you feel so much better when you're fit and strong, and you've got much better chance of living life a really good crack. Is that in a New Zealand expression, give it a crack? Yep. Oh, awesome.
Is there anyone else? Well,
I'm happy to hang around.
Yes, I know Rowie will be happy to hang around. Now, I know that not everyone here is a Christian, but we are a Christian school, and I'd just like to pray for you, Rowie, if that's okay. So let's just bow our heads. Dear Lord, we count it a privilege to be here today. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for Rowie and what she's shared with us this evening. I know, Lord, that, challenges and difficult things happen to all of us. And often things happen to us that are not of our own making, but we have to deal with the consequences. So I pray, Lord, that each one of us can reflect for a moment and get strong, to get physically fit, mentally fit, but also to have time to rest and to dwell in you. I just pray, Lord, that for each of us we have an eternal hope, And for Rowie, I just pray for her travels, that she speaks into people's lives and has an influence for good. And I just thank her for her time and her passion that she shared with us this evening. This I ask in Jesus' most precious name. Amen. Thank you, Brian. Welcome to leave or to come up or to ask questions or to socialise. Up to you.
Just on behalf of the students, all the students, it's like thank you for your commitment and your work. We wish you the best for the future. You've probably got another 40 more years ahead of you. So continue doing the positive work that you're doing. And I'm sure each one of the students would have picked up something that they could dwell on over the next 2 weeks, holidays coming up, and come back a different person, even a better person than the 2 years.
When you were 13, and that was the worst time of your life, from that day till now, how many times did you fall down again?
Great question. It's going to sound a bit obnoxious, but I'm going to say never, because my definition of failure is giving up.
Well, I don't say like in terms of failure, but in terms of just emotionally you felt similar or close to how you felt when you were 13 after those 2 popular girls did the one thing.
As you can see, I've got a blank face.
I just ask because like throughout your life, you've done so many different things and you're being successful and everything, but you have times where you maybe aren't as successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm asking like how many times could you think of that you weren't successful but you still continue to keep going?
455,021. Every day. I've just spent the last hour, you saw me, I've been in the office for the last hour, and I deal with big challenges every day. I'm in reasonably big business. And I share this with the students today, that the more successful you become, the more people pull you down. You're aware of that? And this will be appropriate for you because you're from North America, yeah? I went to the Oprah show in Chicago.
Oh no.
And she shared this beautiful story with us. Well, actually, she didn't, her producer did. At the time, she had on average, and this is a great number, you ready? 1 billion watches every day. Out of 6 billion people on the planet, they suggested that 1 billion people were tuning into Oprah. That's a big number. She said, on average, Oprah gets 100,000 negative emails every day. People calling her fat, ugly, stupid, dumb, you don't know what you're talking about, a whole bit. 100,000 a day. Can you imagine what that's like to have 100,000 people calling you nasty names every day? And yet for how many, 25, 30 years, she rocked up on television and stuck a smile on her dial every single day. I'm just using that as an example because I draw inspiration from people who get knocked and they don't let it affect them.
Yeah.
So I've just, like I said, I spend an hour in my office and I have people abuse me on a regular basis. Can you imagine in my profession where people say you've got to go to the gym for 3 hours or 3 times a week for 3 hours and do 27 exercises, it's the only way to train. And here's me sharing with you that you just got to get puffed and you'll get fit, and if you do a few push-ups you'll get strong. They abuse me and I love it. So that's when you say, does it affect you? No, because the more people put you down, I'll rephrase, the more people that pull you down, that means the higher you're climbing. You know, I've heard that expression, when you climb, people will pull you down. Well, I got the opposite. If you're not having people pulling you down, you're not climbing high enough. It doesn't matter who you are. Pick a sports person, pick an athlete, pick a politician, pick a movie star, pick a rock star. They've got hate mail coming to them on a regular basis. The more albums they sell, the more people pull them down. You pick a rock star. There's every female rock star in the world, there's another rock star that's being really nasty to her. So I'm sharing that with you because if you're a strong person, you actually thrive on that stuff. It's not a challenge. You actually really, really enjoy it. So that's all I can share with you. Be really tough and strong.
I think you've answered the question.
Thank you. Thank you.